Hello,
Hi,
we are Talita and
Jacek.
yeah. Today we would like to tell you about relations that will last forever. And this is relation 1 + 1 + 1. So we got 2 person and 1 additional one, or maybe 1 main one and 2 additional ones. So stay tuned.
You are in my mind. You are in my soul. You are in my smile. You are in my home. You are in my mind. You are in my soul.
In today's life, in today's world, you see many marriages that supposed to be together. Marriage is something that's supposed to last, but unfortunately many times you see that marriage is breaked, that people decided to divorce. Why like this? Who is getting married and already thinking about divorce? Who is loving and already thinking that his love will end? So these issues and these problems that people are facing sometimes come from being unprepared or not loving really. Because if somebody love, this love supposed to last for the whole life. And when this person want to left after some years, or when something bad happens, or maybe when he met somebody more attractive, that means that he didn't love it really. So we would like to tell today what is real love, what to do to your relationship be stable and last for all your life. Getting married is probably the most important decision in your life. Considering the other decisions, there are not much decisions in your life that you can make once. Marriage is supposed to be a decision like this for once. As Catholics, we believe that marriage is unbreakable and cannot be divorced. There are some possibilities to cancel the marriage, but is never divorce. You can cancel the marriage when it was not valid from beginning, but there are very rare circumstances have to be met, and this is very rare situation and it's a difficult process. So we would not like to speak about this today. What we would like to tell that marriage requires two prepared for being together persons. Marriage is not for try. Marriage is not only for some time. Even if your country agree divorce, you don't supposed to consider it. Honey, how you was preparing for being married?
Well, in my case, I didn't have really examples of couples, in my family, good couples that it lasted good and all their lives they live it good without betrayal and this thing. So I was like not wanting this for me. I didn't want this for me since I was little, and I grew up like this, and I was very frustrated with the men. I was thinking that they are all the same, and I was not believing in love, really. I was thinking that was something that was not the reality of us, of the people. I was not believing. But then came a time that my mom was very Christian, and she is very Christian, and she was taking me for catechesis, and my friends was from church, and they was pressing me to go, and I was going, but was not something that I wanted really, that I was liking to do, but I was going till a day that a priest that called me to be working like a ministrant, and I accepted, and then I was ministrant. I went for liturgy of church, catechist, and the pro-life group, and I started, to be in love for these things from the church. And I think in this time, God was preparing me without I even know that I was being prepared for marriage. He's teaching me to see really what is the love, and it started to grow in me, this believing that maybe it does exist. Yeah. And
Okay, but you saw the example of good love. Why this love growed in you then? during this time?
I think I was seeing this love, in him. His job with the people, and had couples too in the church, and I was not seeing like they doing unfair things each other, from the groups that I was joining, and I was really like a present in their lives, in the groups and going in their house, and for me they was very fine, and they was seem to really love each other. So I started to have little of these examples inside the church, and yeah. And I was being prepared without even know. I thought even that I would be nun. I don't know. Maybe I'll be nun. I was thinking, why not? My family was thinking that I will be nun, or I don't be this aunt that is having many cats in the house, or dogs, animals. But no children, no husband. They was all thinking this for me, because I was so frustrated that I was like, no way, I will not get into a relationship. I was very scared and hurted, But well, yes, till the day that we started to talk, yeah. And then,
Yeah, we started to talk around 3 years ago from now. Yeah, no, 2 and a couple of months. More 3 years than 2 years, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, for this moment, I was waiting around 5 years of my life. But honestly, I was wanting to have a good relationship since 11, 12 years. So I waited for you very, very long. Well, I would not like to tell my whole story. I'm a convinced Christian, turned over Christian from around 12 years now. But my first steps was unsure and was not straight for the Jesus. I met him again because I rejected him before, but I met him again around my 19th birthday. And I decided to follow him, but not fully. I was one leg in the word, one leg in the church. I was liking to pray, to speak with him. But also I was liking to go for the parties, drinking, hanging out with the friends, going for the better relationships. So I was like a little lost. And I'm seeing that this kind of way don't works good, and I was still feeling confused. And so it came time after a couple of years, when I was around 25, that I decided to fully follow the God. And this was the best decision in my life. So this first decision to get to know him, to try to follow him was good. But decision to follow him fully, just like he wants, respecting every commandment, was the best decision in my life. And since then, I can tell that real preparation for my marriage started, because I started to join the church groups. Firstly, I moved to the other city, because I was having some of the bad friends in my city when I was living, and these friends was like they was pulling me down, and I was noticing this already. I needed to change the environment, so I did. I moved for the smaller city, not such small, still big because I like cities. So the way started. I met the church group, where I started to join my first catechesis, like a real one. I went through the spiritual renewal, so call it in Poland. After I went to the group specialized in the relationships, and this was Pure Heart Movement. This was the group that was convincing people who live in the purity. They was cooperating with a bunch of the psychologists, therapists, priests, with the family experience, and that was really great preparation. And I have to tell that I was joining them for around 3 years. After some time, I was also helping to the other people how to live in purity, how to try for your family. So I started my road, and years was passing, and nobody concrete was appearing. I was meeting some girls, I have to tell you, but nothing concrete. After some time, I was realizing that this relations was not for me. Fortunately, when I decided for living purity, I was seeing much more fast that the concrete girl is not for me. And I was seeing this a lot. So I was getting more and more frustrated. And I go, whoa, Jesus, we met such a long time ago. I'm following you, and what? Years are passing, months, and nothing is happening. But I didn't knew that except changes that he done inside me, the changes needed to be done also outside. So I didn't knew this time that we couldn't meet because I needed to wait for your 18th birthday. And to reach this, I needed to be a little angry at Jesus. And I was telling him about my frustration, but I decided to remind him about myself, and I gave myself to him fully again. And I asked him for possibility for spread the evangelium again, because I was doing this already in this Pure Heart movement. I went for the pilgrim, is the prayer on the foot, how we call this in Poland. The group of the people, 1,500 around from the city that I was living, is going by the foot to the holy place in Poland, Mother of Częstochowa. And I was a couple times at this pilgrimage, is every year during the vacation time. But this time I asked not for the good wife, not for the marriage, but I asked for ability to spread the evangelium, to just tell about Jesus for the people again. At the end of the pilgrim, my friend called me and told me that maybe I want to go with them for Brazil. Yeah, that's great. I want to go. And I was not expecting that I will meet you there. And I saw you first time in your 18th birthday. So that was very magical moment for me. I didn't knew this because we didn't spoke like we told in the last episode these days. We spoke after. But I was not fully ready for you. I was like hurted. I was sometimes fooled by the girls, so I was not such fast for open myself again. And I was even not able to do this. So I asked God, and you need to do this. You need to ask Him before every important decision in your life. It's better to not decide alone, because He got every knowledge that is possible to have. He knows every heart. He knows every possibilities. So it's good to ask Him. And I asked Him, Jesus, do you really want me to start the relation with this girl? Because she seems to be fine, but I'm not sure. I don't know her. What is your opinion about her? And I asked Him about the sign, because it's not always so easy to, when you are in the emotions, to hear His word clearly. And I asked Him for the sign. I know that this is not a good idea to ask God for the sign, but I asked it. And He gave me this sign. He gave me. That was maybe a stupid sign, but in Poland we don't have much violet cars. So I asked Him to show me violet car till concrete date. And we don't modify cars in Poland. We just we buy like it is and we drive. So the violet car is a rare thing in Poland, really. And this day, when this date was passing, I could not find the parking place when I was coming back at night from my house. And I was rolling long time around, could not find this place, but finally after some searching, I found. And it was only one free parking space there. I parked, I went out of the car and I saw this violet car. So my happiness grew because I already liked you. But He gave me permission and He gave me confirmation that you are a good girl and I can start relation with you. Also, after people was telling me that you are a good girl, Padre Pedro, he told me, "Oh, Jacek, you will be very happy. She will be good, very good wife, very good wife." But I was not thinking about this these days. We just started something. But Padre Pedro already told this for me. What you would like to tell by telling you these stories? We would like to tell that to find good person, you need to become good person first. Maybe not the best perfect person, because
Because that's not possible.
yeah, but the person that is able to step into the relation and then into the marriage, so you need to work on yourself, but this requires sometimes work that you are not able to achieve alone, yeah, even with the other people, even with the studies. In every case, in everybody's case, there are things that he cannot work alone, that sometimes he don't even see. And for make you better, for make you prepared, you need to make space in your life for God. You need to make space in your heart for God. You need to invite him for your heart, and he need to make these changes for you. You need to rely on him, not on yourself. You need to be aware that maybe some things will appear about you that you don't want to know, but how the Bible is saying that the truth will free you up. So you don't need to be afraid of this truth, because God is also very, very delicate, very like a sensitive, and he will not hurt you, showing you things that need to be fixed in you. And also after in your marriage, this is necessary too.
Yeah, because marriage is very nice. It's a beautiful moment. Yeah, imagine be with the person that you love for the rest of your life, and every moment of your life, the nights, the days, and your plans that you do together, and the steps that you make together. It is really wonderful, but will come moments that will be hard. Moments that you will need God for help you both, because you're two different persons, with the two different ways of thinking. And sometimes you have case that you have like a conflict, that you will be thinking one thing and he will be thinking another, and you want one thing and he will want another. So you need God to unite these both ideas to go by one way, so
Every of us is having calling in his souls, is having needs, is having his ghost, is having many factors. And if you are not able to meet yourself completely, because only God knows you the best, because he created you, you are not able to meet the other person concretely, deeply, this is task that will be not done through your whole life, to meet somebody completely, because this person will be always like a question mark for you, not fully known, So to meet these factors, to meet these requirements of yours, you need to ask God to find you a good person, because only he knows your needs, only he knows what will satisfy you, and only he knows what will make you happy. And of course, being with the other person is not satisfying yourself, but is answer for calling of the heart, is also answer for wanting to give yourself for the other person. And when I'm looking at you every day, you sleep longer, much longer than me, sometimes too long. But I look for you this time that you are sleeping, and I'm realizing how perfect wife you are, and how it's possible that I met you, understanding my previous experiences. So I'm really amazed how God was knowing that we will fit each other so perfectly, and that how he knew that we will be so happy together. And also asking him for help, asking him for step into the relation with you too, is asking for everlasting love, to share your love to us, to you. So he's the source of the love, he's the pure love, his love that will never end, because he was, he is, and he will ever be. God is source of the eternal love, and this source will never exhaust. So asking him for share his love for us is like asking the source of the love to be also in our life. So he is love that is the perfect love, and he is loving us with the perfect love, because he don't think about us bad. He don't want make his own business without us. He don't want our unhappiness. So he loves us with perfect love, and this love is wanting only the good things for us, and he never invent the bad things for us. So what I'm trying to tell, that we need to try to copy his love, but we will be always imperfect. Our love will be never 100% perfect, because we are unable to do this. We will be always little egoist. We will be always little wanting to put the business on our side. People will be always wanting to think mostly about themselves, and we need to try to copy his love, to copy his perfect love. Marriage is the way, not for satisfy yourself,
For sanctification.
but for sanctification, for
Yeah.
go for the heaven.
And help each other for both of heaven.
Yeah.
And that's it what we like to tell today for you. And if you have some question or some topic that you would like us to talk about, you just let a comment in here in this video. And you don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, and to share for your friends.
Ciao.
Bye bye.